So here's the 70mm Omni 4K X800. Let's quickly open up the box and show you what you get inside it. So as soon as you do open up the box, straight up you get the main front camera unit. Now this is comparatively larger and heavier when you compare it with the older 70mm Omni, and that's quite understandable. So this gets a 4K resolution backed with a Starvis 2 sensor. It gets a 360-degree rotatable gimbal at the bottom. It gets a ring LED light. It gets ventilation holes. It gets a speaker at the back. Gets a display. And on one side you get the micro SD card slot with a mini USB port for the rear camera and a Type C port for the front camera. On the other side you get a power button and an up and down button to control the menu. On top you get the windshield mount with a pre-attached sticker. So do note that you can move the windshield mount up and down. So as you can see right now, it can move nearly 90 degrees. So this camera will be adaptable to even those cars which have vertical windshields, because there is sufficient gap between the lens module and the windshield mount. So no matter how angled your windshield is, this camera can be suitable for it. So this is the rear camera, which also gets a Starvis 2 sensor, maybe slightly different than the general regular cameras which you see, but more or less a very similarly designed rear camera form factor. Following that you get a 12-volt car charger with two USB ports. Then you have the main power cable with a Type A port at one end and a Type C port at the other end. Following that you get a wiring installation tool. Then you have the rear camera connecting cable, or should I say the rear camera power cable, with a mini USB connector at one end which is L-shaped, and a Type B connector for the rear camera. You also get a user manual for the front camera and the rear camera in the box. Along with it you get two pairs of electrostatic stickers, two for the front camera and two for the rear camera. Lastly, in the box you get two additional stickers, one for the front and one for the rear, just in case if you damage or if you plan to move the camera to a new place. So the Omni series from 70mm are the only dash cameras in the world which are capsule shaped and also get a 360-degree rotatable gimbal design at the bottom. So the previous Omni variant had a resolution of about full HD, but the updated Omni X800 can shoot 4K resolution at 60 fps in a single channel mode and 4K at 30 fps in a dual channel mode. The screen size looks similar to the previous model. You get these buttons, you get the microphone at the top, you get the speaker at the bottom right here, and overall the entire form factor and shape of the camera is similar to the previous model, except for the fact that this is slightly bigger and heavier compared to the older model. So another important thing to note is that 70mm is now offering a 128GB memory card as a combo along with the camera. So some of their previous cameras sort of having compatibility issues with the memory card. So 70mm have now launched their own memory cards so that you get the maximum compatibility with their dash cameras. So you can buy these combo memory cards along with the main camera, and that will be very convenient. So the installation process of the Omni X800 is pretty much similar to every other dash camera. Just insert the combo memory card which you just got in the box right into the memory card slot. Peel off the sticker from the windshield mount and stick the dash cam onto the windshield. Make sure you press on it properly so that the dash cam adheres perfectly well. Take the rear camera and also peel off the sticker from the rear camera's windshield mount and plug it in the wire along with the rear camera wire being plugged in onto the main camera unit. Insert the main USB power cable into the dash cam, and once you turn on the car, the dash camera should turn on with the LED indicator and this display also being turned on. You can also notice the gimbal getting calibrated. So first of all, you'll need to format the memory card. So make sure to press the power button once so that the camera automatically formats the memory card inside it. Once the formatting is done, you're good to go. So following this, open up the 70My app on your smartphone and then just follow through the process currently being shown on the screen right now. The X800 will automatically be detected once you turn on the Bluetooth. Following that, you have to authorize it by pressing the on and off button of the dash cam. Once the authorization is successfully done, the smartphone will connect to the dash cam. Open up the Wi-Fi settings and activate the Wi-Fi on the dash camera along with connecting it on your smartphone by entering the password being shown on the display. Once the correct password is entered, the smartphone will automatically connect to the dash cam via the 70My app. Once you head back to the app, it's going to give you a loading screen for a few seconds, and you also get a notification on the display that a successful connection has been established between the smartphone and the dash cam. You'll also get a tutorial option which you can choose to select, or you can just skip it and directly take a look at the 70My app along with all of its various different functions and the menu options. So here is the 70My 4K Omni app currently opened up and it is connected to the dash cam as well. So let's just click on the center button and you can pan and control the camera. So as you can see right now, the camera is rotating. So easily you can control this via the app. If you just press the button, you can see me right there speaking on the mic. Heading into the settings, you've got the video encoding format at first, high compression and low compression. Then you've got the video resolution. There's no specific mention of any frame rate. It only says 2160 HDR. Then you've got video clip. You can record a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 3 minutes. Then you've got the speed watermark, coordinate watermark, basically the GPS watermark. Then you have the 70 mile logo. You can enable, disable all of these. Then you have the anti-flicker option. You can set it to 50, 55 and 60 Hertz. So depending on the video screen, you have to do that. Then you have the mirroring and rotation for the rear camera. So you can mirror it, you can rotate it 180-degree, just in case if you have installed it incorrectly. Then you have the PTZ presetting start position of the rotating lens. So you can set the starting position of the rotating lens as per your requirement. You can move around the starting position depending on where you want the camera to be focusing its position. Then you can even set the parking position of the rotating lens. So you can set the parking position to be focusing towards the interior of the car, or you can set it to be focusing on the exterior of the car as well. Then you have the duration of the sentinel mode. You can set it to a minimum of 2 hours up to 24 hours and even unlimited. Then you've got the collision detection and its sensitivity. Then you have motion detection sensitivity. You can set it to medium, low or high. Currently I've set it as high. Then you've got time-lapse photography. You can set it to off or on. You've got the emergency video recording sensitivity. You can set that as well. Then you've got the ADAS, which you have to actually calibrate while driving the car at a speed of about 40 kilometers per hour in a stable speed in a single lane. Then you've got the driver fatigue reminder, broadcast language, speaker volume, power on off prompt tone. You've got the key tone. Then you got the mic option, basically the record audio option. Then you got the screen standby mode. You can set it to be always on, or you can set it to be animation screensaver, or you can set the screen to turn off as well. Then you've got auto off after stop. So this is important for Volkswagen and Skoda cars. So the dash cam will automatically turn off after a preset duration of about 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Or if you wanted to set it to on always, just click on the no automatic power off. Then lastly, you have the Wi-Fi hotspot settings, dashcam system time, date format. So let's just say change the date format. You've got the speed unit, you've got the positioning status, that is a GPS status. Then the about section giving you the device firmware version, 4G module version, dashcam channel and the 4G channel. Then you've got the format device option and the factory reset option. So these are the options which you get inside the settings of the 70 mi Omni. So as you just saw, I just disconnected the rear camera cable, and if disconnected, if I head into the video resolution, now you've got the option of 3840 into 2160p at 60 fps. So in this specific situation, in this specific instance, they've given the frame rate as 60 fps. For the dual channel variant, it only says 2160 HDR. So this was the overview of all the settings which you can access and alter using the 70 mi app for the Omni 4K. So here's the 70 mi Omni currently mounted on my windshield. So let's quickly take a look at all the settings that you can get right up on the screen of this dash camera. So in order to access the settings, you have the buttons right here at the side. You have the up and down button and the power button. So clicking on the down button, you first of all get the main display. If I click down, you get the main Wi-Fi settings. So if you head into the Wi-Fi settings, you can turn on or turn off the Wi-Fi. Moving on to the next option, this is the mic which can turn on or turn off. Then you have the mute option, basically the speaker option, which you can turn off or turn on. Then you have a WMK option which you can turn off or turn on. So the next option is the ADAS option, and if you do turn it on, you have to make sure that the car is moving at a speed of about 40 kilometers per hour, and you have to maintain a stable speed, so that will calibrate the ADAS. Then you have the remote view which you can turn off or turn on. Then you have the sentinel mode. This is the 360-degree rotatable mode which actually detects any people which are like directly in front of the camera. If you head into that, you've got motion detection mode, you've got collision detection mode, and also time-lapse parking mode. And lastly, you've got the back button. So basically, motion detection means it will detect any sort of a motion of any people directly in front of the camera. Turn it on so that the camera can record the parking recording with motion detection. Then you have the collision detection as well, which will detect abnormal vibrations, and also you have the time-lapse monitoring mode, which I have currently turned on. Heading back, you've got the settings, and if we do head into the settings, you've got the format memory card option, you've got the reset dash camera option, then it shows the version number, and you can head back to the main settings. And if you do want to turn off the display, you can just click on the power button. Once you can turn off the display, if you press back the power button, it will turn on the display. The letter P on the display indicates parking monitoring has been activated, recording status is being shown, and the GPS status is also being shown on the screen. So these are the on-screen settings for the 70mm Omni X800. Pretty much simple, straightforward, and easy to understand. So now let's just take a look at some of the voice control options of the X800.
Capture left, capture right, camera reset, shoot vlog,
get ready to say hi to the camera.
Moving on to the video quality of the Omni X800. So this is the front camera shooting native 4K resolution, that's 2160p at 30 frames per second. It has a bitrate of about 32,000 kbps and a file size of about 230 MB per minute. And as just said in my previous video, the front camera video quality is pretty much flawless. And the advantage of the Omni is that you can use this front camera even to record the cabin, the right side of the car, the left side of the car, or shoot a 360-degree panoramic video. Every parameter of the video, such as the brightness level, contrast level, saturation, highlights, and shadows, look very much natural, balanced, and there is nothing to complain against the video quality of this particular camera. This is the best possible you can get from 70mm right now, and this is living up to the highest standards of the dashcam video resolution you might be expecting in your car. Moving on to the nighttime video quality. Now, since this is a Starvis 2 IMX678 back dashcam, the low light performance does seem very exceptional. The contrast levels, the shadows, and the highlights are pretty much very well balanced. You can even notice that the headlight glare from the opposite headlights is not occupying a large area in the screen, wherein generally previous older gen sensors or the non-Starvis 2 based dashcams would give you a whitewash look in that particular area. You can even make out the number plates of the cars which are directly under the glare of headlights, which is also an advantage and added advantage Starvis 2 brings to the table. The overall nighttime video quality is pretty much excellent and similar to what we just saw in the daytime, it's pretty much flawless. So in the current dashcam market, this is the best possible combination. You can get a 4K resolution backed with a Starvis 2 sensor, and the Omni 4K just offers you that along with the added advantage of a 360-degree rotatable camera. Moving on to the rear camera quality. So this is during daytime. And as said in my previous video, the rear camera is basically a clone, or should I say a younger brother of the 70mm M200. Now this offers a full HD 1080p resolution at 30 frames per second, along with close to 11,000 kbps of bitrate with 78 MB per minute of file size. So altogether, front and the rear camera should add up to about 300 MB per minute of data written. The rear camera quality is quite good for the price and will be sufficient to capture every kind of a video evidence which you might want from the rear camera. Moving on to the nighttime video quality from the rear camera. Again, since this is a Starvis 2 backcam, the low light performance is like visible on the screen right now. You don't see that white blobs of light due to the headlights. You see the headlight being restricted within that area because of the Starvis 2 sensor. You are even able to read the nameplates, the LED boards, the signboards, which are usually not visible in a non-Starvis 2 back dash cameras. The rear camera quality is quite good and better in low light conditions like compared to all the other cameras which have a non-Starvis 2 backed rear cameras. So the 70mm Omni X800 giving you a front 4K resolution with Starvis 2 IMX678 and a rear camera full HD resolution with a Starvis 2 IMX662 kind of gives you a balanced performance and a satisfactory performance, and this should be more than enough for any kind of a video evidence which you might want from this dash camera. So coming in at a price of about 35,000 rupees, including a 128GB 70mm branded card along with 360-degree rotation and AI motion detection, you should definitely get this camera for yourself. And if you're interested in getting this for your car, the purchase link is given in the description below. Just click down, click on the purchase link and go ahead and buy it for yourself. If you do have any queries or doubts, just write that down in the comments. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.